All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again for another video lecture. So here we are in World War One. Yes, we're making a big leap, and it's pretty exciting actually. I'm really happy to be doing the World Wars. It's something that I'm familiar with, something that I really enjoy talking about, and it's very pertinent to our modern world that we live in. Because ultimately, these two world wars would shape the 20th century, and the 20th century would shape your existence in the 21st century. So, you can see here, there's an old railroad car. You got some writing there on the side of it in chalk. People are excited. This is sort of just an old photograph here. Appears to be French. I believe they look French. But anyway, so this is the classwork that you're going to see today. The classwork is actually on a Google Doc that I made a copy of for every single one of you. So it's got your name attached to it. Boom, there it is. As soon as you fill it out and hit submit, boom, it turns it into me, and it'll be there, and I'll get it graded. I'm working on grading kind of like a madman right now. You'll see a bunch of grades start populating probably tomorrow. So tomorrow being Monday, because I'm recording this Sunday night. So when you're viewing this, I'll be putting grades in. All right, let's get on with it. World War One. So our state standard for today is 8.6.1. We need to explain the reasons for United States involvement in World War One and the war's impact on South Carolina and the nation as a whole, including the building of new military bases and the economic impact of immigration to industrial jobs in the North. So, how does the Great War affect South Carolina and our nation as a whole? Because we are a component of that. Now, look at a little bit of timeline here. In 1882, Triple Alliance forms. Okay, and the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente, okay, are basically two pacts that are formed between nations. Okay, the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente are groups of three countries that decided to band together in order to be more secure from their enemies. Okay, and we'll get into the details with that in just a moment. But you can see the Triple Alliance as early as 1882, and the Triple Entente in 1907. And 1914 is when World War One really kicks off. Okay, and we'll get into that in much more detail here in just a minute. So let's talk about some key vocabulary. You're going to have to know this. You're going to have to know this for U.S. history your junior year. You're going to have to know this for college courses. So it's very important. So we're going to look at militarism, nationalism, what alliances are, what is conscription, all those types of things. So militarism. Militarism is the glorification of armed strength. It is essentially when a nation puts forth military might to be the forefront of its goals, all of its future, a lot of its economy becomes militaristic. Okay, the military-industrial complex comes to mind. All right, it's the glorification of armed strength, and it's the promotion of it within a country. Now, what is nationalism? It's the belief that your nation is the greatest power in the world, and can lead a country to war to prove superiority. So nationalism, remember that a nation is not necessarily governed by borders. Okay, a nation is a group of people united by common bonds, by things like language, the tone of their skin, religious beliefs, perhaps even just an area they live in. So it's not necessarily, you don't think about a country only, but it can lead countries to war. So it goes kind of like this. It's like you're proud to be an American, right? And if somebody comes over here from, let's say Iran or North Korea and starts dropping bombs on Americans, you're going to be like, nope, no bueno, we don't put up with that. So that's what I want you to think about when it comes to nationalism, all right? You're proud of yourself, okay? What is an alliance? All right, an alliance is created when countries dedicate themselves to protect each other. The enemies of your ally become your enemies. So very, very simple. An alliance is a deal, so to speak, where, hey, if someone attacks you or jumps you, I got your back. But you know what? If they jump me or attack me, you better have my back. Okay, it's a promise. And, same thing. Anyone who's your enemy is mine. Anyone who's my ally is my ally. Okay. So, what is conscription? Conscription can be easily defined as a draft per se. You guys know all about that. We've talked about it in class before. A draft is where people are not volunteering to join the military anymore. They're voluntold. It's like you're going to go fight in the war, or we're going to throw you in prison. Period. All right, that's what it is. Draft. So let's keep moving along. So, some causes of World War One. Nationalism caused a lot of rivalries over trade and military force. The alliances, the two big ones that came into play here. The Triple Alliance, which would be ultimately our enemy, okay? Our enemy, formed in 1882. You got Germany, Austria-Hungary, all right, Hungary, and Italy. Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. Those three. The Austro-Hungarian Empire was starting to fall apart, and then there was a lot of sectionalism beginning to develop there. Okay, in the 1880s, and you had a lot of Slavic states to the south of what used to be Prussia. Um, and Austria, and these people kind of had racial tension. I know that sounds funny. White people with racial tension, but it's true. Okay, just because you have a light colored skin doesn't mean that people saw each other the same. If you know what I'm saying. Okay, and we'll learn much more about that in World War II with Germany. Remember, it was blonde hair, blue eyes. It wasn't skin didn't matter. It was blonde hair, blue eyes. So the point is there was a lot of racial bigotry going on there, and a lot of people wanted to be independent from the greater United Kingdom. So, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. Now, Triple Entente in 1907. You've got Great Britain, the British, our former enemies, now kind of our friends. France, kind of always been our friends. And then Russia. At this point in time, these three countries join together and say, "Hey, there's a lot going on over there with the Triple Alliance, and it would be pretty bad if any one of us had to fight a war by ourselves against all three of them. So how about this? We'll go ahead and make it official, and it will be Facebook official. And guess what? If Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy try to attack any of us, they know now, well, they got to fight all three of us." And it was that type of a deal because France was right there and ripe for the taking, man. So, is a border with a border to Germany. So, it was a big issue for them. Militarism. Countries of Europe are competing to have the strongest military. They're trying to rush and build navies and build tanks and have new rifles and stuff. And guys, we have moved a long way from the Civil War at this point. We are now at 1903 Springfield's 8 millimeter 98 Mausers, which is an 8 millimeter rifle bullet. The 303 British for the Lee Enfield, the SMLE. And so you've got these bolt action rifles now that are shooting 30 caliber and larger. Oh, and the Russians had 7.62 by 54R, which is a big rim on it, which, by the way, is the oldest serving military rifle cartridge, all right, like a bullet, to this day. Still use it to this day. And the thing's been around since like 1894. But these bullets have improved so drastically since the Civil War. And remember, we talked about the Civil War ammo was incredible compared to the Revolutionary War. Well, this stuff is like quadruple power, okay? 30 caliber projectiles, meaning that they're 31 hundredths of an inch, okay? Right about 1/3 of an inch in diameter. So they're all right in there. They're all about 0.308 to about 0.3, like 40 something. Okay, so right about at 1/3 of an inch. So they're all real close. 7.62 millimeters or up to 8 millimeter. And they're all going way in excess of 2,000 feet per second. We're talking 30-06 at 2,700 feet per second. We're talking 8 millimeter Mauser at 2,500 feet per second, and 303 British right around there, 2,400. That kind of stuff. Fast cartridges that can, I mean, literally kill people 1,000 yards away. Okay, no joke. No joke stuff. And so we're really competing for that. Massive naval gunnery, artillery shells that can be launched 20, 30 some odd miles, railroad systems that are militarized with artillery pieces that go all around the country and move, and you can never find them and hunt them down because they're constantly on the move. Crazy stuff. Okay, crazy stuff. And battleships are becoming a thing. The dreadnoughts, they called them. All right. So we've got an assassination in Sarajevo. So Serbia was supported by Russia. The Serbs, okay, well, they're a Slavic people. Okay, so remember we talked about this race stuff. Okay, just because they're quote unquote white, they're not the same. Not the same people. Serbia supported Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, Serbia wanted the Black Hand, that's what BH stands for, to have independence from Bosnia Herzegovina, to have independence from Austria-Hungary. But there was a terrorist organization called the Black Hand. My bad, I apologize, I misspoke. They wanted to have independence. So they wanted Bosnia to have independence from Serbia. From Austria-Hungary. So while in Sarajevo, the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who was from Austria-Hungary, was assassinated by a Serbian nationalist. And this Serbian nationalist was a part of a terrorist organization called the Black Hand. All right. And so literally him and his wife, Franz Ferdinand and his wife, Sophie, were in that open air car right there, that little convertible. And as they were coming down the road, they were killed, both of them. So unfortunately, they were both violently killed. Pretty gruesome story, actually. I'll probably have a video on it for you guys. But essentially, these people no longer wanted to be controlled by what was the German kingdoms. Okay, those places, those people. All right, the Slavic people wanted to be independent. That's the big thing you need to understand here. It was race inspired, and it was the Slavs, which are more similar to the Russians, against the Germans, okay, the Aryans. So it was that type of racial tension. So war would begin. All right, Emperor Wilhelm II, yes, in Germany, in Deutschland, you pronounce W with a V. So Wilhelm II of Germany gave Austria-Hungary a blank check when it came to dealing with Serbia. Okay, literally was like, do what you wish with Serbia, and we got you back. That's what Wilhelm II said, and he was the Emperor of Germany at the time. On July 28th, Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. All right, and Serbia's teeny tiny little thing, okay, not real big, and the United States decided to stay neutral at this time. So we found a new type of war, and we will probably get into this new type of war on Wednesday. So I'm going to leave you with that for right now. Make sure that you go ahead and do your attendance, do your Hawk focus, and do your classwork, all in complete sentences. Have a great day, guys, and I'm going to be making a lot more YouTube content for you as well. I'm sewing COVID-19 masks on a sewing machine. I'm doing like a military creases video for ironing clothes. I'm doing all kind of cool stuff. Hopefully you'll find it entertaining. Heck, if nothing else, it's something for me to do, and you guys can watch it on YouTube. But anyway, you guys take care. Have a great day.